okay, you know.
Get in there, boy.
Son of a bitch.
What is going on, everybody? Stos here, back again for another episode of the Rivalry Podcast on Dose of Stos. Joey, it's a new year, man. How we feeling?
New year, same teams, same rivalries, same old Jets. I don't know.
Dude, I know this is an NFL playoff prediction video, but I mean, come
Mhm.
on. No interceptions on the season, man. That is
Hey man, you and
rough.
I combined for the same amount of interceptions the Jets had. We will talk about it. There will be a long form video of this podcast in the future where we talk all about that. We're gonna push that pain down the road. We'll kick that can
Yeah,
down the road
yeah.
because we got business to take care of right here, right now.
Right here,
Why
right
don't you
now.
tell the why
So
don't you tell the people what our great idea is?
okay, so we are going to do a playoff prediction video on the wild card round, and we got three categories for you guys. We've got the guaranteed lock, we've got the 50-50 coin toss, so we're calling it the coin toss because it's a 50-50, and then we've got the upset. So I'm going to be doing the AFC side of the bracket. Joey's going to do the NFC side of the bracket, and we got to pick one guaranteed lock, one 50-50 game, and one upset. I can start it off, Joey, if you'd like.
Hey man, line them up and knock them down yourself.
All right. So for my guaranteed lock in the AFC for the wild card round, I'm going to go with the New England Patriots. I know a lot of people are going to say, "Oh, wow, that's shocking. That's a homer pick." But I think if you do look at the three matchups in the AFC for the wild card round, I do think the Patriots have the best chance coming out of that round. I think the Chargers are going to struggle going into Foxborough in the cold, in the rainy or snowy conditions, whatever it may be. Drake May and the Patriots have been on fire all season. I think they've won like 13 of their last 14 or something like that outside of that loss to the Bills. I just don't see them getting bounced by a Chargers team that has kind of consistently kind of choked. I don't want to be that guy, but like come on, man. Like you got that loss to the Jaguars, it was I think up 27-0 in the playoffs. And then the four interceptions by Herbert last year against the Texans, that was kind of rough too. So I think that's why I'm going to go with the Patriots as a lock. What's your lock, bro?
Hey man, my lock. I don't know if anybody's seen the bracket, but there's a game on here. You know how betting works, right? One team, 1.5 point favorites. This team is 4.5 point favorites. It's pretty big for a playoff game. There's a team on here that's 10.5 point favorites in a playoff game, not to mention as the lower seed. I'm talking
Yeah.
about the Rams. They're going into Charlotte. They're playing the Panthers. My lock of the week is the Rams are going to beat the brakes off the Panthers. Hey man, I'm glad you guys made it. Welcome back to the playoffs. And your
Yeah.
consolation prize is the fourth seed of hosting a game, getting your ass kicked by the Rams. No,
Yeah.
that's pretty cut and dry, man. Unless you have something different to say.
No, I agree with you. I think the Rams take care of business. I'd be very surprised if the Panthers win this game. Shout out the Panthers, though. I mean, they had a better
Hey,
season than a lot of people expected. They get to play in the playoffs, and at the end of the day, the playoffs is a new season. Anything can happen. If
playoff,
you're a Panthers
playoffs.
fan, playoffs. We're talking about playoffs, but if
Hey,
you're a
you just
Panthers
have to
fan,
get in the
man, you
dance.
gotta
You get in
you
the
just got to
dance.
get in the dance and anything can happen. I mean, ask Steelers fans, man. They thought that they were a second away from getting eliminated, and it was wide right. Oh my goodness, what a game that was.
Unfortunately, the Panthers are going to try dancing with two left feet here, and the Rams are
Yeah.
award-winning ballerinas.
Look, man, my 50-50 coin toss matchup out of the AFC has got to be the Steelers and the Texans. It was kind of tough for
Hmm.
me because I think you could kind of put the Bills and Jaguars in the same category. That's definitely going to be a toss up as well. But I had a team in there that I wanted as my upset. So I'm going to go with the Texans over the Steelers in my 50-50 matchup. I do like Aaron Rodgers. I do like what the Steelers have been doing, but is vintage A-Rod, is Mario jumping A-Rod gonna happen again in the wild card? I don't know. I don't know. It's gonna be tough. I know Rogers Realm. Shout out Rogers Realm on TikTok. I don't know if anybody knows who that is. I'm sure Joey might. Do you know who that is, Joey?
I am well versed in the Aaron Rodgers lore of the last 2 seasons.
Yeah. So shout out Rogers Realm. He has got some funny videos, but I gotta go Texans, man. That defense is just too good. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's gonna be tough for the Steelers to win. They are at home though, so we'll see.
Mhm. Anything can happen at home, so that means something. But to continue with our 50-50 toss-ups, I look at the schedule and I look at the bracket and I see the Eagles playing the Niners. The Eagles are the home team. They're the higher seed. And why is this a close game? The Eagles have not dominated the way they did last year and
No.
the way that people thought they could have this year. And the Niners, well, the Niners have put together a really good season. I know they're a 6 seed, but the Niners and Rams, the Niners lost to the Seahawks, which lost the first pick. And the Seahawks, let's not forget, are the number 1 seed in the
Yep.
whole bracket. That game goes different. The Niners are the 1 seed. So the Niners are a legitimate team, but I do think that this matchup falls in the Eagles' favor because
Hmm.
I said I wasn't going to bring up the Jets, and here we go. Robert Saleh, former Jets head coach, defensive coordinator of the Niners. I have watched this man explicitly watched him coach football teams for the last 4 years, and let me tell you, the Robert Saleh defense is the most generic cover four, play back, and death by 1,000 cuts until somebody makes a play. It is susceptible to the home run ball, specifically on the ground. You're not going to get beat deep, but you are susceptible on the ground. And
Yeah.
Saquon Barkley has not had the running up to his MVP season he had last year. But Saquon Barkley, this is the perfect matchup for him to get on track. The Eagles are notorious for grounding, pounding, running the football in the playoffs,
The
and
tush push, the
the
brotherly
tush push,
shove.
the brotherly shove will shove the Niners out of Philly with a loss that Niners team is beat up pretty bad. And
It
so
is.
really, if that team, if the teams are healthy across the board, maybe this is a different conversation, but you
Yeah.
play the teams on your schedule when you play them, regardless of what happens. And for this matchup, I think the Eagles win, but I do see it as a toss up, which is why it's here. But I do believe that Eagles run game will make a difference in this matchup.
Yeah, and I will say, I like everything you said. I definitely think that that is a 100% toss-up game. If my
Mhm.
life depended on picking who won that game, I would be shitting bricks. But I will, I will say, Brock Purdy has looked really good as of late. He's definitely, he's popped up more on my radar because I've always kind of not necessarily been tough on him, but I feel like I've
Mhm.
wanted to see more. And I feel like these past few weeks of this regular season, Brock Purdy's been playing out of his mind. But
I will
we'll
say,
see.
not to
Yeah.
not to not to go on a quick little tangent because we're gonna keep this one pretty quick, but shout out my boy Brady. I beat him in our fantasy championship. Brady has Brock Purdy, and my God, was I shaking in my boots when Brock Purdy had 6 touchdowns against the Bears, or it felt like he had
Yeah.
12. Literally, he had 4 touchdowns in the first half. Two of them were
You
rushing
just kept,
touchdowns,
dude.
and I thought he was gonna. I thought he was dugging his way to a championship, and I was in shambles. But then again, Bijan Robinson did a thing. Like, oh
Oh
my
my
God, Bijan Robinson.
gosh.
But he's not in this bracket.
Also, I
Speaking
got
of
a
the
bone
bracket,
to pick. I got a bone to pick with you real quick. The Jets, mind you, okay, this is a side rant that doesn't matter, but I lost my fantasy football championship by like 7 points in one of my leagues, and I kid you not, it's because half my team was Patriots and they got yanked in the third quarter because the Jets stink. The Jets stink, bro. Oh my good, that bothered me, man. That bothered me. But anyways, I'm
we're the
sorry.
hey, welcome to the Jets, baby. We sell because we care.
Mm, yeah, whatever. Anyways,
Let me
what?
tee you up this fastball. You have 1 game left on your schedule. We have one more category to pick. It sounds like a match made in heaven to me. I'll tee it up. Who's your upset?
The Bills, and let me tell you why. Although this Jaguars team, I will say, this Jaguars team, if they get past the Bills, I think whatever team wins this game is making a deep run. I will say that. I
Oh,
think both of these teams can make a deep run this playoffs. Um, But at the end of the day, man, something about Josh Allen and no Patrick Mahomes in the playoffs. It sounds generic, it sounds cliche, it sounds cheesy, but I think
mhm.
it's going to be hard to bounce Josh Allen this season. I don't know what it is. I know that they've had their rough stretches, but I believe that he will play his best football when it matters. So give me the Bills and an upset win. I don't know if everyone would consider that an upset, but hey, they're the sixth seed.
Hmm.
They're on the road.
Hmm.
I'm calling it an upset. You better be
Hmm.
too.
Hey
Yeah, give
man,
me the Bills.
now really that the Bills team clearly has an MVP, and without him, I don't think the Bills are at this spot. And man,
The Bills have Drake May?
James Cook is going to carry
I had
Josh
to. I'm
Allen
sorry.
like he has all season,
James
and
Cook.
James Cook is going to carry that man all season like he has. Josh Allen's a fraud. He's a phony. He's a playoff choker. I hate the Bills. All the above. I hope the Jaguars
I
kill him. I
wasn't
don't think
saying
they
all
will. I don't
that.
think they will, but I think the Bills are going to win. I hope they don't because I like late making fun of Josh Allen. But hey, I don't think they do it. But what I do think now, my last game, my upset, Bears Packers. You see, what's there to say about these two teams that hasn't already been said? It's Bears, it's Packers, the founding fathers of the NFL on a cold night in January in Soldier Field. Division rivalry. These two teams hate each other. They hate each other's guts. They split in the regular season. You're getting absolute cinema on the football field, and I hope everybody will be watching. I know I will be. But how do you pick it? Let me tell you, I think that as much as it hurts my heart, the Packers go into Soldier Field and make a statement win against the Bears because look at the quarterback, Caleb Williams, his first ever playoff game. Yes, he's had big games at USC. This is the biggest game of his
Yeah,
career.
it
It is a
is.
wild card game, win or go home against your number one rivalry and the number one rivalry in the sport. I don't care who's at home. There is no such thing as home field advantage when these two teams play, especially in a magnitude of this size. I think that it's about not which quarterback can carry his team to victory. It's which quarterback doesn't lose the game for his team.
Yeah.
Because both of these teams have great defenses, and they're both going to take that step up because you know these defenses want to put a stamp on this game. Where I think the X factor lies is in a man the Packers signed named Josh Jacobs. He has proven to be an all world running back. And I think that this is the time for Josh Jacobs to turn it on, play like the Josh Jacobs who was running all over defenses.
Yeah.
If the Bears can't stop Josh Jacobs, which I don't think they can, I think Josh Jacobs will carry this Packers team to a victory. I know they split in the regular season, and both of those games came down to a very close play.
Down to the wire, dude.
Caleb threw one away, and he also threw one, and he also pulled through in the end. So I think this is going to be a great matchup, but I do have the Packers as the seventh seed
Okay.
going into Chicago, upsetting the division rivalry and heading on to probably face the Seahawks because I think that's how that would work. So
Yeah,
yeah, that's my
they would
pick.
face the Seahawks. I like the Packers pick. I will say, I think a small part of me wants to lean towards the Bears just because they've been
Hmm.
healthy and they've looked so
Hmm.
great, and it looks like it's really a time for them to turn this franchise around. They've obviously struggled a lot in the past, what, like 2 decades, it feels like.
Yeah, yeah.
Ever since their last Super Bowl appearance, which was against the Colts, I believe. Peyton Manning won that one. But I don't know. I just think I'd pick the Packers if they were extremely healthy. They
Hmm.
were my Super Bowl pick at the beginning of the season until it kind of went sideways. But yeah, I am so excited for the Packers and Bears game. That's a great upset pick, though, man. I could definitely see Green Bay rolling in there. And are we gonna hear Jordan Love finally pull out the "We own you, we still own you, we own you"?
It's about as time. It's about
We
as time for him to do it as there ever was because
dude,
the narratives, if he doesn't, the narratives
it's
that come around the Packers and Jordan Love, if he doesn't, especially with the way Malik Willis has played, Jordan Love needs this game very badly. And hey, my last
yeah.
point on this game, we're talking about rookie or inexperienced players playing in the playoffs. This is Ben Johnson's first head coaching game as a head coach in the playoffs. Oh, he was the coordinator for the Lions and those playoff teams. He didn't. It's more pressure being a head coach, and this none of the games the Lions have played have ever been on a
Hmm.
stage this big, this early in a postseason run. I don't know if Ben Johnson is an offensive mastermind. We know that, but I think that LaFleur has been there, and as the famous, even though nobody makes me bleed my own blood, LaFleur, I think LaFleur is going to make Johnson bleed his own blood in the game against the two
That's
teams that
fair,
hate each
dude.
other's guts.
Do you have a team that you think is a clear cut Super Bowl favorite for you right now? Do you have anybody that you think's gonna win
Oh,
it all yet?
Ram Nation, let's hit it.
Really?
Let's go Rams.
That's what I was thinking like 3 to 4 weeks ago. I was really locked in on the Rams, and then they had that downward spiral at the end of the year, lost that game to the Seahawks. Who else? They lost to somebody else that was out of nowhere,
Falcons.
right? Falcons. Lost to the Falcons. So that's a little skeptical, but at the same time, it's better to get those losses out in the regular season, right? So,
Get them out of the way.
um,
Hit that
yeah.
bump in the road, come out of it, knowing that your team can handle adversity when the adversity and when everything heightens. It's playoffs, baby.
Yeah. I will say I think the
One
Rams,
mistake could spell
yeah.
the end of a franchise, Mark Andrews.
I, Mark, this is a year later. How is the kicker not catching any strays right now?
That's a rookie. Give him a break.
I know, I know.
Poor kid.
Um, yeah, dude, that sucks. Boswell got so bailed out. That was
Hey,
actually
man.
nuts. I do think the Rams, though, if they play their best football, they are the best team in the National Football League. We'll see if they can do it for 4 weeks in a row. Tune in next week when we're going to go into the divisional matchups. We'll be doing this every single round, talking about the games. We'll talk a little bit more in depth on every single game once this playoff bracket gets a little bit smaller.